But limited to a few words.
Yeah, sorry about that, yeah. Tia Modu, kia ora mo te mei ki hau, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Vi ele tuaro nā lofa maroranga lei, o whai on tātou whairoi nei aso. Morning, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to have you guys come along and support, you know, every fight that I've had here in New Zealand. And thank Mr. King and his trainer for allowing me the opportunity to display and do what I love doing. We've been training really hard for this fight. You know, it's not your norm training camp, but you know, I've adjusted and taken advantage of everything that's surrounded this training camp. So we're looking forward to a good fight, and thank you all for coming today.
Thank you, Dave. Might as well open it to questions.
As you say, it's not hasn't been a normal training camp. What's something different about this one to previous ones?
Well, I think this year it started. I went to my first tournament of this year, and the tournament was about doing the uncomfortable. And what I didn't know was that, you know, the training camp was going to be that way. The norm for us was to train in the morning, you know, do our boxing stuff in the morning and then do the strength and conditioning in the evening. However, I find myself in a very a different position this year, but for me it was important to adjust and take advantage of that opportunity, given that Pops wouldn't be able to come over to help me for the boxing side of things, certainly Lee's situation as well. So I'm very thankful that Chris Martin's able to come on board to help me out with that. And certainly the strength and conditioning side of things, Brother Malu is willing to come on board and help me with that as well. But then again, what is the norm? I believe the norm is about being comfortable and being good with your surrounding. So, you know, however, it's been an enjoyable one, and it's been a great camp thus far.
Dave, your rotator cuff injury take a little while. Are you throwing it the same, or are you throwing slightly different angles now?
Yeah, no worries. Left, right, yeah, it's there, it's working, it's firing on all 24 cylinders, so no worries. Oh, sorry, 10, 8, 6, 4. Yeah, no, it's ready. Feel free.
What's it been like training with an ex-bodybuilder who probably trains harder than anybody in New Zealand? I mean, Marty Barrett is an animal when it comes to training.
Yeah, he has that reputation of, I suppose, it's a bit like Gus Lamb, you know, everyone that's ever come to train with him, you know, they come back and they say that guy has no heart. It's been the same with Malu, you know, it's, you know, you can easily overlook because of what he used to be, but he's, everything that I've done with him thus far, you know, it's been very relevant to what I do in the ring, more importantly, because I believe if that didn't relate to what we do in boxing, I would have said no. So, but it's been great. I'm enjoying it.
And you put on a bit more body mass?
Yeah, I think so.
Something between 110 and 113?
Yeah, all working, I think work in progress, I guess.
We'll find out on Friday at Wayne, huh?
I guess. I guess, yeah.
Cedric, before the Friday afternoon night fight, we talked about David needing rounds under his belt. 12 months on, from a promoter's point of view, this has to be an early night, doesn't it?
No, I think the most important thing is the W. Any more questions?
Demetrice, do you have any sort of early memories of David? Have you sort of followed his career? Or?
Yes. Growing up, I've seen David compete all over the years. He's been doing it way longer than I have. You know, so 26 years old. So, you know, I have opportunity to see him, you know, to compete over the years and things like that. And you know, I'm highly aware and I know what I'm up against. You know, but as a professional fighter, you know, I can't look at that. You know, I gotta look past that, and do what it is that I come to do, you know, which is the job. And in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. So I'm just on my strive.
Demetrice, why do you think David wants to take you?
Oh, most definitely it's a challenge. You know, I feel like it's a challenge. You know, obviously his heart, you know, he done fought the best before, you know, throughout his career. So I know he kind of figured that he'd been there before. So even though I'm a challenge, you know, he's used to the challenge, and he's up for it. That's my take on it.
What would a win do for your career against David Tua?
Of course, you know, David's a big name, so when you know, over here would be great. You know, I think it'll put me, you know, right in line where I want to be. You know, most definitely. So it's a big opportunity for me, and I'm going to take it.
Where do you think you're at the moment?
Excuse me?
Where do you think you're at the moment in your career?
I'm peeking right in the door. I want to get in there. I'm peeking right there in the door. You know, I hope people is watching. You know, I hope people is understanding. You know, I haven't had it easy throughout my career. You know, I have had hard fights since day one. You know, so, you know, I just gotta be a lion, and I am, and fight hard. You know, because, you know, there's a lot of great fighters out there. In order to stay the best, you got to prove it. So, I'm knocking.
The thing that's noticeable about your career, you had 19 losses, but you've only not gone the distance once. Is that your strength that you think David will struggle to knock you out?
I would say we just had to find out. You know, he's a strong man, I'm a strong man. You know, he has power, I have power. So, you know, it's all about whoever make the first mistake and whoever capitalizes on it. But, you know, come Saturday, I guess we had to just see that.
Did you see the Monty Barrett fight?
Yes, I seen it.
What do you make of it?
It was a good fight by far. You know, I did think Monty Barrett win. I thought he won the fight, but, you know, of course it's boxing. And you really can't, you know, judge things too much by the way it look. So, it was a good fight overall, though.
Sorry, the camera was going next to me. Do you feel David won the fight?
No, I thought Barrett won the fight.
Why is that?
I thought Barrett was a little more busy. You know, he kept the jab moving a lot. It's just overall, you know, I figured he landed more shots, and you know, he really worked for it. You know, I'm pretty sure it was a desperate fight for him. So, you know, and he came up and he came ready to fight. So, I think he really earned it.
David, South Auckland, this is like the homecoming. This is it for South Auckland?
Yeah.
You're going to come back and fight here again? What's your mindset at this stage?
Well, this is a big fight for me. It's a must-win fight for me. I'm well prepared for this fight. I'm not looking at fighting for the world title. You know, all that stuff is too far ahead. It's the only fight that matters. The only title fight that matters. Just thank certainly Plantation Promotion. You know, sitting with Sid Kushner and everybody else that have come on board to make this fight a possible one out here in South Auckland. So I never say never, but for me, certainly it's a great feeling, a humbling experience to go back to where it all started for me as an amateur fighter. So I think it's about connecting the dots. You know, it's kind of like my career, not only as an amateur, but as a professional fighter, kind of like come right around. So yeah.
But it's fair to say it's possible large chance for South Auckland.
Yeah.
What's your message to South Auckland? If they don't come this time, what are they going to see you with?
I don't know.
So they've got to come.
It'd be great, you know, certainly the support of the people have been great, you know, from day one, you know, up to date, and it's a great feeling to know that their support have always been there, you know, their prayers and their support from day one, so, yeah.
David, how many more years do you think you've got in you? Because you obviously didn't fight so much in the 30s, so you still haven't been around too much?
Time frame, without looking too far ahead, maybe 3, 4, possibly 5. You know, my time limit, for me, I don't definitely have to fulfill it. You know, I know I might decide to walk away from the game maybe a year or two, but I know this. When that time comes, I know I'll be satisfied.
Because we've been reporting, I think we've been wrongly reporting that there's a matter of urgency. There's not so much a matter of urgency now. It's a case of getting the right fight and just continuing to build up, because you still believe you have up to 5 years left in you.
Without a doubt, you know, I believe in my whole being. You know, there's still a fire that deeps from within that still burns. You know, of getting a title shot, but more importantly, one fight at a time. You know, where I've been the last 3-4 years, you know, I never thought, you know, I'll be back continuing what I love doing. You know, it's been more fights out of the ring, you know, distraction than in the ring. But you know, as a fighter, you know, these are the things that you deal with. You know, you do the best you can with them and move on.
You can't help though, as you get older, it's harder to recover. It takes longer to recover. Are you finding that from fights?
No, not at all, to be honest with you. It hasn't been too bad for me. I've been in some wars, but you know, I've always come out okay. So I think it depends on your lifestyle as well. You know, I'm not the one that goes out and abuse certain things, and you know, I think it's about lifestyles and what decisions you make that make a big difference in your life. You know, so yeah.
Until that fight against Barret, you've been knocked down. Do you feel a little bit more vulnerable than perhaps before you were knocked down? Is it only natural that would happen?
No, you know, you're in the sport of boxing. I'm not made out of steel or anything. You know, I'm a human being like anybody else. It just happens that, you know, he threw a shot, he caught me with a right shot, and you get up. You know, for me, the greatest thing, you know, for me that night was having one of my sons there. You know, I try to do the best I can to be the best father figure to my boys. And what I've always said to my boys and our boys is that in life you will face challenging times. When you get knocked down, you get back up. So for me, that was the greatest thing is, you know, getting down and I look up and my son was there. And he just had that look on his face, are you gonna get back up? So, you know, I had to get back up. So, and in reality, that's where it's at. You know, I'm not always going to be a fighter forever. It's a miracle to be involved this long. But, you know, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it my very best.
I hope they didn't look at my face.
Steve, what's on the landscape? I mean, I know it's all about this weekend, but the Klitschko's and David are looking to engage. There's nothing happening in the States. I mean, what is in the pipeline for Dave this year, assuming he wins on the weekend? Is it a rematch with Monty Barrett out of the cards? Because there's not a lot going on right now at the moment that could engage Dave of interest.
Well, I think it's, you know, sometimes promoters sit up here and say a lot of things that never happen, never materialize. And it's almost like insulting someone's intelligence. So
Well, Monty Barrett has stated
there's no reason to say that.
Is that possible?
Yes, there's no reason to say that. I mean, I'm talking to Holyfield, I'm talking to Monty Barrett, there are a couple of other names, but you can never plan in advance. But I know Dave would like to make up for a couple of months that he has missed. The original plan was to have one more fight last year. That didn't materialize. But he'll take care of business on Saturday, and then we'll go from there.
Because he actually come out and said he's prepared to come out here in June and fight. So is the issue with your camp? Because they're ready to run.
No.
This is Monty Barrett ready to go in June.
As long as I've been with Dave, he's never turned down a fight. Never ever. So with all due respect to Monty Barrett, he's not going to be the first. If the finances make sense, Dave will fight Monty Barrett. Any more questions?